Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel if you are new. Hello, my name is V. I post nail tutorials every Thursday and Sunday at 8:15 a.m. Central Time. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on your post notifications. For today's video, I'm bringing you guys a very short set of dip nails. And I did want to mention that as I did in my polygel video, I wanted to come in completely blind. I didn't want any knowledge on how to do dip nails. And I also didn't want to watch any tutorials or videos on how to apply it. I wanted to completely show you guys exactly how it would be from a beginner standpoint. So that being said, it's a little bit cringy and I did have some kind of issues with it, but I wanted to show you guys exactly how to fix it at the end with your filing process. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let me know what you guys think down below. Now let's get right into it. Getting right into today's video, I am starting off by prepping my nails. I am using my Kiara Sky e-file for this step. I have her at about 4,000 RPMs. And then along with that, I'm using their Mandrel bit with the Profiles Backstage sanding band in medium grit. They are super fine, so they do work great even though it is a medium grit. So definitely recommend them. I'm just going very gently and filing the surface of the nail. All this does is buff away that shine. I am not digging into my nail at all whatsoever. It is just gently removing that shine off of it. And so I just go around the cuticle area and then gently across the entire surface of the nail. You definitely want to focus your prep more on the cuticle area, as that is where it is more common to get lifting. Now I'm taking my needle bit and I am going around the cuticle area very gently. This is super fine and it is so skinny and easy to get into those hard to reach areas, specifically in the cuticle area. Definitely recommend, as you can get all that gunk that you accidentally missed with the sanding band. Now I'm taking my cuticle ball bit and I'm going gently over top of the cuticle area, just gently buffing off any excess dead skin cell, as I do not like using a cuticle nipper. Again, I still have my e-file at 4,000 RPMs. I use 4,000 RPMs for my entire prep work. I'm going to be applying my tips for this video. I am using the Not Polish Universal tips. They are full sculpted and pre-shaped in stiletto shape. They make such an easy transition to coffin shape and tapered square. I am going to be applying these with my Young Nails brush on glue. You can find that on Amazon. It is my favorite glue. It dries super quick, which makes everything go by a lot faster. Now I'm going in with my tip cutters and just gently cutting off the excess tip. I am going to be doing a very active length, so for those of you that do like these shorter nails, here is a video for you guys. And I am going to be doing a small almond shape, a little bit more on the round side, but this is kind of my interpretation of almond. So I'm taking my hand file. This is the Tammy Taylor Peel and Stick file. A lot of these products you can find in my Amazon storefront, so make sure you guys check that out, as you might find other products that you are looking for that I might have not used in this video. So I'm just gently filing the sides into the shape that I want, and I start off on one side and then gently move over to the other side, and then I go in on the tip and kind of round that off. I am doing this very slowly and gently, as I don't want to overfile either one of the sides. I feel like this is really important. It is really easy with skinnier shapes to overfile one side, and then it's gonna look all lopsided, and you definitely don't want that. You want to make sure that you are getting that center directly in the middle, or it can look a little bit funny. So I'm just going ahead and repeating that on the rest of the nails. If you are interested in learning how I do all my other shapes, I did do a very in-depth video in my beginner nail tech series, and that included round, tapered square, almond, stiletto, and coffin. So make sure you guys check that out. I go really in depth on exactly how I shape my nails, and it might help you guys learn as well. Now I'm taking my e-file once again with that same sanding band and just blending the tip to my natural nail. I don't want a massive ridge right there, so I'm blending it very gently, making sure that it's nice and flush. Now I am going to be taking my dip system. For this video, I decided to use the Kiara Sky dip system. It comes with the number 1, which is the bond. Number 2 is the base. We have number 3, which is our seal and protect. And then the final one, number 4, is the top coat. So I'm just gently removing any excess dust or debris off of that nail using my lint-free wipe and some swipe. That works as a dehydrator, and now I am priming the nails with the bond that is the number 1 step of the dip system. I'm just putting it over my natural nail. Now I'm taking out my colors that I'm going to be working with just to have everything nice and spread out for me. I'm taking the Kiara Sky All-in-One Clear and the Kiara Sky All-in-One in the color Teddy Bear. It's a really pretty nude and I've used it before and I absolutely love the color. So I'm starting off going right into the application process. I took my number 2 and I gently applied that just where the tip meets the natural nail, kind of where I blended it in. I want to take a little bit of that and place it along that line just so that it blends nicely with the rest of the nail. That was my thought process on it. Like I mentioned in the intro, I am going in as a total beginner. I didn't want any videos, I didn't watch any of that stuff. I didn't want any knowledge prior to this, as I do want to show you guys that it is possible to do your nails without having any experience. Now I'm going in again with that number 2 and applying that to about 3/4 of the nail. And then I'm going to be dipping once again into my clear powder. I have obviously seen videos, like glanced at them. Dip has never been one of those products that I have been interested in, so I've never taken the time to actually learn or see how the process is. I am kind of just going based off of these steps and how I typically apply my acrylic and how I would typically build up that product. That's the reason why I'm doing it like this. So I'm blending that tip and then putting a little bit more up near the cuticle and then working my way up into the cuticle area so that the bulk is more in the center, not at the tip, if that makes sense. So I'm going in, applying that 3/4 all the way up down to the tip, and then I am instantly dipping the nail into the powder. I kind of do it at an angled, just because I feel like your finger is going to fit in there a lot nicer. So I am angling my finger at about 45 degrees and then lightly dipping it into that clear powder. Again, applying that step 2 3/4 of the way up down to the tip, and then gently putting my finger into the jar, kind of wiggling it so that all the product gets dispersed evenly. And then there you have it. So for the next layer, I am going just a tad bit higher than I previously did. Again, going all the way down to the tip. And I'm just making sure that I'm applying this as even as possible. It is kind of tricky because you can't really see what you're doing. And then I'm going to immediately after dip into my clear powder, try to wiggle it just a little bit in there to get it all dispersed. And then I did slightly dip it in there just once again to make sure everything was nice and coated. I'm gonna go ahead and repeat that, and at this point it is starting to build up just slightly. They don't look thick and they don't look thin. So I do show a little bit of the sideways view if you guys catch that here and there. So for this next layer, this is going to be the final clear layer for my base, and then I'm going to go in with the color. So I'm applying that number 2 once again, now going all the way up to the cuticle area. And I wanted to really focus on that cuticle area. I have seen so many people apply dip, and the cuticle area is just not perfect. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves. If I see like a chunky cuticle area, I don't know, it bothers me. I know we've all started there. However, I really take pride into getting the cuticle area nice and flush on all my clients and on myself with the regular acrylic application. So I didn't want to mess this up with the dip application. So you'll see me spending quite a bit of time on that cuticle area as I want it to be nice and even all the way around. And then I go ahead and just again dip it into that powder all the way down, and then kind of shake off any excess or dust it off with my dust brush. Now for my color layer, I am going to be using, like I said, Teddy Bear from Kiara Sky, and I'm just regularly applying that number 2, trying to evenly spread it out over that existing product. And then I'm gonna directly dip that into my color Teddy Bear. And I did want to really make sure that all of it was evenly coated so that I didn't have any spots that were without color. And just shaking off any excess powder and then lightly dusting it off. And again, I'm trying to really focus on that cuticle area so that I don't ruin it at any point. I'm just gonna go ahead and repeat that on the rest of the nails with that first layer of my color. Now I'm going in with my second layer, again repeating that as I did previously, doing that layer of number 2 and then dipping it directly into the color. It seems pretty simple, right? Wrong. I had this whole story in my head that dip was so freaking easy. I actually have a coworker that offers dip and he gets people in and out in 30 minutes because dip is so simple, right? Heck no. I'm like, I got this. No, I do not. I can throw a simple set of nails on my own nails if they're this length, 10 to 15 minutes. That acrylic is already done and I barely need a file. I'm good to go. Every time I would layer more product on there, I'm like, why is it so bumpy? Why is it so lumpy? And why is it so thick? So I was getting so frustrated and I kept looking at them, especially when I get to the ring finger. You guys will notice, I don't know what happened to that poor finger, but it's all sorts of lumpy and ridges, and I was kind of scared that I wasn't going to be able to salvage it with my filing, because you could only file so much until you get to that clear layer that you have as your base. So I was a little bit terrified, not gonna lie. However, it doesn't mean that it won't be easy for you. So just because I struggle doesn't mean you'll struggle. I definitely enjoyed it. It is pretty cool. I love experiencing new things and I like challenging myself, as I did with the polygel. So I'm definitely going to try it again. I'll let you know how it goes. If you guys have any tips and tricks for me to do dip, comment down below, because you guys did an amazing job at helping me out with the polygel sets that I did do. So shout out to you guys. Like I said, I wanted to go in this completely blind, not knowing what the heck I was doing, because I normally do that with new products anyways. I feel like it just gives you guys more of a real experience on how it might be for you without having any experience. So So now I'm going in with my layer of clear. I am adding a last layer of clear just to kind of encapsulate all of that together. So I'm adding that base gel and then again dipping into that clear, trying to evenly disperse all of that product. Once I have finished with that final layer, I am taking the number 3 step, which is the Seal and Protect. And you definitely want to apply this over the entire surface of that nail. It is going to cure all of that product. If you skip this step, your nails are going to be mushy. They're not going to be cured at all. You're not going to be able to do anything with them. They're going to come right off. So make sure you do not skip this step. It is really important. It sinks all the way into the bottom layers and kind of freezes it all into place. So the way to check that, I am actually going to be tapping the nail. And when you hear that tapping, you are good to go. It is all nice and dry. So I let it sit for maybe like a minute just to make sure that it was nice and dry, and we were good to go. So now I am taking my hand file and starting my filing process. I was dreading this so bad because I was just scared I was going to file off the entire layer of that nude until I was happy with the shape. But it wasn't too terrible. I started off reshaping that shape because let me tell you, I say this in all my acrylic application nails to try to clean up the sides to make sure that it is nice and clean, you know, so when you go to file, you're good. Yeah, no, these, they were all sorts of messed up. So I definitely had to do tons of filing on the sides of the nails, on top of the surface. The cuticle area all needed to be fixed. So now I'm taking my e-file and just filing the surface of the nail, trying to get it as smooth as possible, especially around that cuticle area. I tried really hard to get it nice and smooth. It wasn't extremely bad on my thumb, but on the other fingers, you guys will be able to tell how bulky they are. So again, I'm just taking my Kiara Sky e-file and my 5-in-1 bit from Kiara Sky. I have her at a speed of 8,000 RPMs. I mentioned this quite a bit in my videos. That is my comfort speed for finish filing. 8,000 RPMs is my go-to. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let you guys kind of watch this filing process. And I do alternate back and forth from my e-file to my hand file just to kind of see exactly where I need to file, so you will be able to see that throughout. So I did want to hop back in here and let you guys know, so you guys can see that it's starting to come together. I am doing quite a bit of filing, but that's fine. And it is also to show you guys that no matter how bad your application process is, you can always fix it with a file. A lot of beginner nail techs rush into things and expect everything to come out perfect since the beginning. And in reality, that's not how it is. We've all spent so much time practicing to get to where we are. So this here shows you, even if your application is not the best, you can file it into perfection. So don't be hard on yourself. Focus on that. Try to get your filing and final shape good. And then keep practicing on your application. That's going to come with time. So I just want to let you guys know we all have been there, and you will get to where you want to be as well, as long as you put the work into it. I am going to be filing my pinky off camera, and then I did clean my nails and all that stuff afterwards as well. My pinky is the worst one to file. I have the hardest time with that, so I did skip out on recording that. Now I'm going into my nail art. I am taking these wonderful glow-in-the-dark nail decals, and I chose the moons and a little bit of star detail as well. I wanted to share these with you guys because I don't think I've used them, and I am in love. When I saw that they were glow in the dark, I tried them and I was like, they are so bright. So I had to do this in a video for you guys, and I decided to do these because I feel like that's trending a lot right now, the moons and all that, like witch vibes. So I'm just applying them randomly onto my nails, and then I'm going to be adding some detail in with my gel paint. So I'm kind of using a combination of decals with hand painted nail art, and kind of just to tie everything together. So I'm just going in with my tweezers and applying them where I want to apply them. You can find the tweezers on my Amazon storefront, and again, everything will be linked in the description box, so make sure you guys check that out for every single product that I use in today's video. So I did end up removing some of them. As you can see, some are missing. I somehow got out of frame of the camera, so I didn't show that process, but I just went ahead and kind of nipped them off. And now I'm going in with my Young Nails Mission Control Gel Paint in white, along with my favorite brush from Amazon. It is linked in the Nail Art Essentials album. So I'm going in and just adding little details. I added little dots to give kind of the star effect, and then little starbursts and just a bunch of little details around it. I eyeballed it and kind of looked exactly where I wanted to place those. And then of course I am curing them into the light as soon as I feel like it is necessary. And for my ring finger, I was like, I feel like I need to do something different. So I took that off as well and applied one of the bigger moons. And then I added some details with my gel paint in afterwards. for this set, I did definitely want to focus on the middle finger and the ring finger as like the center of attention, and then I just added smaller and less details onto the rest of the fingers. This is definitely such a cute, simple, and easy to create look, so definitely try it out if you guys are into it. I am going to be curing it in the light after I finish all of the nail art, just to make sure that everything is nice and frozen into place. And y'all already know my freaking habit. I'm going in with Matte It from Not Polish and applying that matte top coat onto the surface. I know a lot of you guys are sick of my matte looks, but I just feel like I can't get away from it, and it just makes nail art pop so much more. So I'm gently applying that over the entire surface, making sure that it is nice and evenly coated, and I'm going to be curing that in my Kiara Sky light for at least 1 minute. I believe I normally do 2 minutes just to be safe and make sure everything is nice and cured. I like to rest my hand on the lamp or my table when I'm doing my own nails sometimes too. That kind of helps stabilize and apply any nail art or top coat. Once we are out of the light, I am putting some cuticle oil. This is the one from Profiles Backstage that I rave about. It is freaking amazing, smells so good. And I'm just massaging it gently into my nails. This is the final look, and I'm also showing you guys how it looks like when it's glowing kind of in natural light. It's not all the way dark. As you can see here, they glow amazing, and then also in pitch dark. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.